Hi, my name is Otto Kamensek. I'm currently having a show at the Port Moody Art Centre that runs from July 23rd to August 20th. I am a ceramic artist and I've been doing the residency program here for about 2 years. So this is my second of two shows. If you were around last year, you may have seen my first show, which was related to my health. I was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis when I was 9 years old, and I've been living with it for over 41 years. So what I tried to do is incorporate living with the disease and my artistic passion, which is ceramic arts. So the first show was more dealing with issues around living with the disease and how it may take things away from you, or the levels of pain and so forth. There was more of a sort of a darkness around the show. It wasn't negative, it was just very heavy. And with this show, I wanted to put more of my personality into it, because the first show wasn't exactly who I am. I'm more carefree and joking around most of the time. So this show that I've done now is more in keeping with that, but it also keeps with the arthritis theme. The ultimate goal of this show is to be a 9-minute film short using animated characters and real-life characters. The animated characters would be the ones that you would see in this jury of the left and right side of the brain. I would inject a lot of comedy into this, plus a lot of poignant things that people who live with the disease would understand, and or the processes of going through a problem. Dave is a gentleman who's about 25 years old. He's living with his girlfriend, and all of a sudden he's starting to get symptoms of inflammatory arthritis. He's not sure what's going on, but all of a sudden his life isn't normal anymore. People are starting to get on his case at work. His social life and personal life with his girlfriend have become a little rocky lately because he's not towing his end of the relationship. And of course his body hurts and he doesn't know what's going on. So there's a lot of complicated things all coming together at once for poor Dave. And the characters that I've created, which is like a jury, 12 characters, left side of the brain versus the right side of the brain, are trying to figure out what's going on. I have a general named General Immune of the immune system, and he gets a call from Captain Cartilage saying that something's wrong. So the first scene of this is a battle scene. So I hope you can capture the humor around that. I sure do. And the whole story kind of evolves there, and he goes through all these different emotions and denials, until at one point he finally says, "I got to get help," picks up the phone and calls a doctor. But hopefully this one will be more enlightening, and people get the amusement of it, because it shouldn't always be a sledgehammer to get an idea across. So looking at the characters of the brain, I've done a couple of things. I don't know if you can see the guy in the corner there, but he's the caveman or the Neanderthal type. And I kind of made him the character that is the primitive part of our brains. And he feels all the pain and anger and joy. You know, he's pure emotion. And then there's the streetwise waitress who's in front of him. You know, she knows exactly what's going on. You're not going to pull the wool over her eyes at all. And then the little boy, who seems to be more wise than most of the characters and tends to ask the really big questions that the rest of the group is afraid to ask. The clown as well, you know what? It's the clown in all of us. And we all need something to laugh about, and I think we all think we're funny at some point. So the clown's important. The criminal's there, because I think there's always a criminal element, or for lack of a better term, you know, the angel and the devil kind of thing. The gentleman in front of him is the artist, the potter, and he's a creative guy. He's trying to figure out what's going on in his terms. On the other side of the brain, we have a bunch of different characters. One I mentioned already is Dr. General E. Mune, and he's got his little telephone, and he's going to get calls from Captain Cartledge about what's going on and how the friendly fire is causing a problem. The police officer and or a constable is standing behind him, and he's sort of trying to keep the whole crew under control, not letting things get out of hand. There's the scientist in all of us, who always speaks a language that we can never truly understand because of the jargon or language that's used within his realm or world. So we have the doctor that's in front of him, and she's the one that's sort of in between. She can understand what the researcher's saying, but also can put it into lay terms. The construction worker in the back tends to be sort of the macho aspect of the personality, and more of a take action kind of guy. He doesn't always think things through sometimes. Not that construction workers are like that, but in this case, that's his character. And in front of him, I have the athlete. And in this case, I made it a female hockey player. I thought, because I'm Canadian, and the Canadian women always seem to be front and center worldwide, I thought I would represent that female aspect of the warrior in this. This monstrosity above is actually supposed to be the brain. A family member, my sister, helped me out with this, and a friend of mine actually helped put it all up for me. But it's supposed to represent the brain. And the middle piece that's black and white is the spinal cord, and the arteries and the veins are going up on either side. And just a further note, the show does finish on August 20th at the Port Moody Art Centre on St. John's and Kyle Street.